You're going to get into a bumper bashing in the midst of your drunken stupor, and the individual that you have hit the car off is going to insist that you wait for the police. You will want to try to hit and run, but then it's not going to work because this person is going to basically hold you at the scene of the accident until the police come. Then you're going to face the music. Yeah, you might have been getting away with this for 10, 20, 30 years. We get it. You very potentially might have gotten every last one of your enemies out the way. You have ripped carpets from underneath people's feet. You've taken food off people's tables. You have made dads unable to pay fees for their daughters. You have made moms single moms, unable to take care of their kids. You have made children grow up with grandmother and grandfather because mom and dad are seasonally unemployed. You have gotten people retrenched from jobs. You have gotten people kicked out from homes. You have gotten people's homes freaking repossessed, their cars repossessed. Batung, guys, you have been a menace to society. You are a drunk on the road. And all this time, you've been bribing the JMPD or eluding them by taking the U-turn and all that jazz. You've been, long story short, getting away with murder that inevitably is going to catch up with you. And your belief that you can keep on bribing the JMPD, that's the problem. Your belief that you can keep on eluding traffic fines for speeding is your problem. Your belief that this here is going to just carry on and on is your issue, because that is you taking grace for granted. That thing which God has put in place for you to wake up and smell the coffee and realize that, oh snap, look at me, right? Like those of you who treat me like trash because you think that my name is Abel and you're king. You do so notwithstanding the fact that I come from whatever under heaven it is that you are. Like I was also once a drunken driver. I was also once a fornicator, whatever. These things that people in the world do. I used to smoke cigarettes, the whole nine. I also used to have an irresponsible life where I thought this is not going to catch me. I imagine that I'm never ever going to kill anybody drinking and driving. I imagine that I'm never ever going to get I'm so good at eluding the police that I'm going to always find a by road, an in road, another little shortcut to take, or a long drive that's going to make sure that the police don't find me. I imagine that I'm going to keep on staggering, unable to even find the hole of my keys, of my the keyhole of my car to lock it, unable to find my keys in my bag while I am busy staggering about, also struggling to find the hole of the door. After parking there at 4 a.m. in the morning in a drunken stupor, like I got home, clicked the gate remote, entered, and then stumbled into the house, stinking up my entire house, stinking up my entire bedroom. Hamoto that is neutral, that has been on the outside world, comes into my apartment in the morning. They smell a brewery. It just stinks. Khostafi. Windows have not been opened. Yeah, I thought, Nami, that I could keep doing that. Just on a loop. Being that irresponsible with my life. Rocking up in the office in the morning, babalas. Yeah, I thought that I could just keep living that life, but one day I nearly killed myself and my boyfriend at the time. A day came when me insisting on drinking and driving nearly got me finished. And what I'm trying to explain is that when the Lord gives you a season of grace and then gives you a day where you almost get caught by the police, but then you don't. Like the day when I was drinking and driving and my car got stopped by a pole. Yeah. When after that day you don't say no to the savannah. When the next weekend you don't want to. Basically remember that last weekend you were in a car accident when your sad old sappy amnesia RJ be catching up with you, strangling you like a noose on a suicidal man's neck. Yeah. When you allow yourself to get finished off by your crazy, comprehend that when you finally get into a bumper bashing where you try to hit and run, however, having the people in the vehicle chase after you because you hit their car and do a citizen's arrest until the police get there. When finally that day comes, you will have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20 chances. You will have been let go by a deadbeat police officer into taking bribes 2 months ago that let you drive the rest of the way home because you gave them $400 on the spot. You will remember the time when you hit a pole and not so much a person. Now that there is a body lying on the road because of what you did, you are not going to be able to get out of a particular knot this time around, but you will have gotten out of so many others that literally in the same year, about 5 times, this here situation happened, but it got you away with just a slap on your wrist. I'm trying to help you understand that the day when you finally get apprehended for what you did to me comes. By the time it comes, You will have been warned, stop doing witchcraft once, stop doing witchcraft twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, and literally, how many times can I rock up and say, how about you cease hostilities against my person? As for these disgusting men that feel ingati, one day's one day, you know what you're looking at, you idiots. Like, herein lies the conversation. Again, you're looking at my binary code in my YouTube channel, you think it's only a matter of time before I accommodate you. I mean, what in the world? Since I'm the only person looking at me, I apologize. There is something creepy about that crap. There is something just eerie about Ujala no Freddy Krueger, about dating the only... There is something incredibly creepy about dating the only guy that's ever hit on you. The only guy that, even though you're a beautiful woman, that has ever taken out a ring and proposed to you. There is something just freaking strange about Ujala, now the only dude in the school that's ever asked you out. You've been out here in this high school for 5 years, you're now in matric. And there's this one guy who rocks up out of nowhere all of a sudden after matric dance. And it's like, please join because he's got a mindset, yoguti first come, first served. When all along it's been eerie, given that you were, prom queen material. Given that you were matric dance queen material. Given that you were freaking fly, long story short. Just a gorgeous girl. You don't think it's strange that Oshetsu get one guy? You don't think it's weird that only one little freak out here be sliding into your DMs? That's just what you guys are. Do you understand? You're the freaks. Basha Lang, the most gorgeous girl in the school. Only one. With it being apparently allegedly normal that she's marrying the only creep that asked her out, some hobo. That was the only one around. You've made yourselves the only people looking at me, don't you see? You've made yourselves the only company around my person. You've got a first come first serve mindset out here pulling strings with YouTube to shadow ban me. There is some tycoon, multimillionaire, like balloon. He's like a buttock just walking around in and of himself. He keeps on watching my content and he thinks the day will arrive when I am finally just kind of giving him a baby, because that's what they like to do, just plant seeds inside women's bellies. The day's gonna arrive when I take him and his HIV. The day's gonna arrive when I'm content with being his side piece, his mistress, his whatever. Like, Papa, he's not the only one. There's like freak in America. There's a few. There's quite a lot of guys that are sitting outside of my life and are the only audience I have across my 4 YouTube channels. 5. Make that 5. The one OI tycoon also is aware of my animated channel, got that also given grief. That's what's good. Yeah, I've had my advanced features taken away even from there. He thinks that because he is wealthy, frankly, he's got also a couple up on the American guy who's just a deadbeat no-brainer, who's not even taking care of his babies, even though he's trying to make babies with me. That's what's good. There's a lot of guys, and they all think of me as their little Bambi. And bafuna ukufika la ejardini bazokhipha amalobola for a woman that no other guy in 40 years of her gorgeous existence has ever tried. I apologize. You can manipulate as much as possible, bribe the whole damn JMPD as much as you want, but the day's gonna come when you're gonna get an honest cop that's gonna look at your bribe as yet more charges on your person. That's gonna look at you trying to give them a bribe and be like, hey, John, pega lo muntu khipha ijojo. Ufuna ukungibhadala to let him get to let him go. No madagiwe uzoshayisa abantwana besikolo no last because he's driving drunk in broad daylight, because that's what you guys do. That's what you guys do. You ain't even coming back from the club. Like, yeah, you are out here literally 2 p.m. in the afternoon on a Wednesday, speeding through like traffic lights. Because your witchcraft is that freaking brazen. Do you understand? It is so obvious that the lawyer. It is so obvious that you are Satanists. It is so obvious that you are spiritual manipulators, that you are literally like ones who are driving in broad daylight. What is going on with my channel is broad daylight robbery. Like, proper. It is broad daylight robbery. It's clear. Not only am I frank and well-spoken and super reaching, but I am speaking about things that people really deeply need to hear, and I also have a history of being listened to. I have a history. There is like a dead break that was obviously like stamped on in my ministry. It is observable. I go from having views to not having them. I go from gaining subscribers to not gaining them. Ain't nobody out here deceived into thinking that witchcraft is working. I'm too prayerful. I do apologize. These are strings that have been pulled. So seeing as you're out here driving in broad daylight, smoking is solely blunt, snuffing a line of cocaine behind the wheel, at some point some cop is gonna be like, whoa, this little idiot, because he's a millionaire, 10,000 rands to let him go. You will face due process. The whole trial will commence and finish. Do you understand? You are disgusting. I find you gross. When I am one of y'all's dead like girlfriends, I'm too beautiful, guys. I guess I might be 40, but I am freaking hot. I might be 40, but I'm beautiful. And I've been beautiful since 29 when I was put in this position. And the entire time, because of I've had some little idiots by 1, by 2, by 5 when I've got a history of ukushelwa nje kaningi, whole bunch of guys in the office, whole bunch of guys in school, and then next thing gishelwa kwana fela. You don't know, on top of that you've got halitosis. Top of that menwa Nemkaba Jimmy, Umukhutwane, on a little rice crispy mirror and I holy, on a little bald spot. How channel? Koto, you're the only one that's apparently gonna fix my life. Top of that, what's worse is I be out here getting looked at by men abachadile, abanye bafuna mistress, abanye bafuna ukunyeza second wife, abanye bafuna ukunyeza inyansi. Like, yo, I don't know. Others, I can say it, like just a combination, a plethora, a cocktail of crappy outcomes for my situation. Because apparently I need to go and prostitute myself to get any kind of semblance of normal life. Yeah. Get right so shallow hagana. Ebe ho tlo feta decade ka fela ke shelo fela ke dinja tse tsheganeng tse tsebang o lawyer tse kgonang go block mosadi so much so that other men don't look at her. When you go and you create a little eerie, creepy, freaky ecosystem around me, I do apologize. Angizokoma uli one fela ngishelang wa hlang. I get to the only little idiot in the room engshelang. Ke tseba grandship what my stats are na hlanya. I am not about to let myself get taken by some little freak that's gonna slide into my DMs that somehow has seen my YouTube channel. Because vele I am being watched literally out of 100% of the small little audience that watches me. A good 80% are freaks. They're psychopaths, occult practitioners that keep on experimenting, but they are gambling. Do you understand? And they hope Uguti at some point ngizobona Uguti bapuma from where? Women are shoving me down the throats of such disgusting men. Ngathi mina I'm cigarette smoke. Lehai. And like Yvonne Chaka every day when I come and I do this content, you think I'm creating, I'm making alcohol. It's a brewery, this ministry of mine. It's a distillery, and the only reason why it's a distillery is because the ears that listen to me get cane. You are a bunch of canes, do you understand? And you're doing everything in your power to make sure that Abel, if at all he is going to live, if at all she's going to live, if at all the person in question that is honoring God and giving God a holy sacrifice is going to live, they have to be like you. The only time that Cain survives Abel's homicidal intentions is if, not Cain, sorry, but the only time that Abel survives Cain's homicidal intentions is if Abel becomes a freak like you. Abel gotta go back to the bottle. Abel has got to go and smoke cigarettes again. Abel gotta go and fornicate with some ladies in these streets. Abel, in order for him to be left alone, needs to go and use witchcraft to get a job or lie on a CV, basically just ignore that God has precepts. That's the only time you let Abel go. But if you sit around in that mindset, eventually you're gonna kill Abel, and that's what's happening with me. I'm being murdered. I am flat out being murdered by a bunch of freaks that are watching my content expecting me, oh gorgeous, to Okoma, the only little bugger, Shelile. What kind of rubbish is that? Okoma, the only guy, and I'm sorry. Like, if a man is so damn insecure that he has gotta make sure that a woman has no access to other men, no access, in order for him to succeed, right here, you will pass away. You will literally get murdered. If a man has got to make sure that ain't nobody else looking at you, in order for him to succeed, make himself look as if though nobody else cares for you. Who the heck do you think you are? To say of me, I do apologize. You don't get to shadow ban a woman's YouTube channel and act like nobody likes my content. You don't get to lock me behind firewalls, ones and zeros, or telecommunications poles and claim that no one is interested in my ministry. You don't get to hide me from the world and then claim that you and your deadbeat lackluster, like fake, ugly, dirty donation is the only one coming through for me. You don't get to buy rinyanaya lucky peketeri tsila, put it on my finger and claim that ain't nobody, and no other man in these streets ever gonna give me one. Kinalema, like I'm sorry. You have made me a spinster. You see, when a woman is young, when a woman is in her 20s, she's not called a spinster, she's called single. But once you get to a certain age, you start getting called a spinster. You made me a spinster. And now you're trying to make me a married woman through some psychopath that's made himself a Freddy Krueger, a nightmare on Elm Street that I'm going to marry because ain't nobody else want to marry me. Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. I'm going to eat some worms. Big, fat, juicy ones, skinny ones, tasty ones. I'm going to eat worms because you're the only one that can love me. Kemaswabi, really, I do apologize. You're gross. You're disgusting. You have made sure nobody else in the high school sees me. You've made out of me an island that is isolated, ostracized from all of the world, that you might be the only helicopter here to rescue me. I am not getting on that damn helicopter. I'd rather die on this isolated island than marry the freak that is the only one out here on Shelang. Laura. Now my phone isn't on charger, so I have to be really careful. I didn't even realize that it can stay in a charger from this position. Anyway, listen, okay? Akitotolale, the only guy on shitting. The guy from America. He should be in prison, frankly. Kilikinza. Unaleba nabasa bathokameleng, unalingulaza. Unaledi ex-wife say too. And ha kena moka spitsa paraffin cause utawe utsirian. Ogene mo aitwetsa hore. I'm gonna get her no matter what. She's gonna be my wife. Like when a man has already made a determination that you're his wife, aso khoshel. Cause when you know that you're such a prolific Satanist that apparently no one can say no to you. You literally can. You're going grocery shopping at Woolworths. Pick anything off the shelf. No mingak food. He targeted me, and from the moment he slid into my DMs, Baga couldn't even give me what I needed in life. And yet top of that, what's worse is that like, you know, when you're so deadbeat because and then determine all her dreams don't matter, all her plans don't matter, because she has no one. You're just going to sign papers, I'll cheapo you, and make a perfectly viable, beautiful woman, wear some simple little frock, and queue with 20 other couples in the day, go courting, and marry me. That's what this bugger, because he was done. Too, and the whole formality, he was not even trying to do that. Where when you are that disrespectful and that entitled, of course you're gonna rock up and pick Karabo at the grocery store. Something to just nibble on. You were feeling a little bit hungry, so you went to the store. You think Doritos. Something to just freaking snack on. And cheap vele like alama Doritos wakon. Cause when you've got enough money, Nina Zinjandin that do witchcraft and about taking Wama Doritos already Chelsea band, the hot cross band, I could say go bakery. You think it's just a matter of time. You literally treat women in Gatti. They're like everybody has a price. Men in the occult, you lose your senses. You lose Bushellington, the pride of Ukshela, Icheri, that says yes to you. Like you lose what it means to successfully Shella. And sakumbuli kutugunjani, ukuba negwababa, and Shella a chick utatazela. You don't freaking remember, you idiots. What it's like Shella imicheri utatazela. Walking up to her and then walking right past her because you just could not muster up the courage to talk to her. Oh, stuttering in your words. You don't remember those simple days. And the elation that you felt because she agreed to go and have pizza with you. The excitement of the fact that the chick that you thought was out of your league is happy to meet you after school and talk at the flagpole. You don't freaking remember what it's like. Cause nilahlela arrogance yenu in the room. Nifika ngekorobela. You talk with women with sexual innuendo. You pass as reverse psychology shade. You literally look at the chick that you actually have a crush on. You determine ukuthi yamfuna. And the way that you're gonna get her is by acting like you don't want her. The way that you're gonna get her is by giving attention to everybody else in the office except her. And then you go in for the kill when she is out. You're curious as to why you are not looking at her seeing as all the other guys are. Telling yourself ukuthi uzomhambla kuqala before you go in for the kill. And then of course, since you're involved in sorcery, you then increase your chances of getting her by causing her to look at you inordinately, because after all, you gave her a freaking sex dream. And so that by the time you don't know what it's like anymore. You don't know what it's like to greet the girl that you like. You don't remember. Simple days. And you also therefore don't freaking appreciate the elation of actually banking a woman that you thought was out of your league. And 16-year-olds. Like 17-year-olds literally got more game than you. You are grown men. And yet teenagers bale tumba in the Shellington game. You've got more resources than them. So therefore you're able to wine and dine women and essentially show them just what you can bring to the table as men. You can pay for some to be really romantic in ways that a woman can feel. But God, you just ngena izindaba zokufunwa in spite of being whack. Like you have no character. And you hope Utumfazi is just gonna grovel at your ugly feet. And then you meet Umzalwane and she's like, no thank you, ew, gross. Like Freddy Krueger, he's a ghost. And because she doesn't wanna, then she gotta die. Because I mean, you are that gender-based violence freak, ain't ya? Because again, witchcraft then makes you these homicidal freaks. Human sacrifice rituals are easy for you. Easy. So when a woman doesn't want you, you not only turn her life upside down, make her walk right like backwards, inside out, you also then give her a caveat. on some all it's gonna take is one little copulation strategy. All it's gonna take is coitus for the day. All it's gonna take is for us to smash and then you gonna be good. Cause this year is indeed just that, a smash and grab. We gonna steal your virtue in exchange for you getting a job. As if though, I am going to feel like a human being after sleeping with a freak like that. All these other women might finally settle for you, even though they're forced to live poor things. Marannahe, I've got Jesus on my side. And we get Uguti, you've got all these human sacrifice rituals you keep on trying over and over again. We understand that you can wear me out like I'm one aunt today. We understand, or you can keep on threatening me. Kalisu, trying to press me until I finally kill myself. We get it. Like Papa, like you've made yourselves this creepy little haunting, an eerie little ghost town. Go and put the woman you love in a ghost town so you can be the only little freak rocking up with a parachute to rescue her out of there. I'm sorry. If at all, Mina, I don't have firemen. If at all, Mina, I do not have the police. If at all, Mina, I do not have medical respondents at the scene of my car crash. I'm not going to accommodate the one little freak that's rocking up with a piece of tissue on my open wound, as I'm disoriented coming out of a vehicle accident. I'm not about to give that little bugger my future, my life. Are the only responder to my accident scene, with nobody else coming. If I don't see Jaws of Life from firemen, and if I don't see the whole JMPD, if I do not see Mabonesa Amang, if I do not see ambulances, bugger, I am not leaving with you. Just because you claim to be able to stitch up some wounds. I am not leaving with you. If there aren't enough people around, if a man is so insecure that he has got to beleaguer a woman on all sides and close imnyango yake, shut her in a hole, so that she will think he's the only one coming through for her kemaswabi. I grew up to a decent enough age. I wasn't an abused child growing up, okay? I was not held in a basement and raped by my dad all throughout my teenage years. That was not my life. Essentially, what I'm trying to explain is that I know what it's like to be catered to and loved, and to be in a safe environment as a girl growing up. It's just that when I got born again, people became creepy against me. Bible prophecy got fulfilled. The world hates disciples. From now on, a man's enemies will be members of their own household. I was out here now living in Nazareth as Jesus Christ was living in Nazareth, and then underestimated by my own people. The people who used to have my back, that made sure that I was a safe girl growing up, now don't care that I'm a safe woman. Because they are manifesting demons because I am fighting them. Like of themselves, they use witchcraft, my family members, and so all they can do is manifest demons in my grill. So of course they changed on me when I got saved. They are acting out of character in the worst way. But what is imperative to gauge is that I have a history of protection. I have a history. I basically, long story short, know what a normal life looks like. I know what a normal ecosystem looks like, and I also know what a normal shell and tin looks like. When a man is out here asking me out, I know when it's normal, because I've been normally asked out before. I've had guys out just shaking all up in my grill, struggling to greet me. I've had guys hit on me, Bali 5, in one ecosystem, hoping may the best man win. And so I got to choose between Temba, Jabu, Sizwe, Peter, and Paul. I got to decide out of all of them, and I also was chosen by them amidst a crew of friends. Like here it is that dudes be out in a club meeting a crew of 10 girlfriends. And then 2 dudes will be out shouting that one of my friends. 3 dudes out on that other girl. And then one guy is all up in my girl. I've been in an environment where men also had options. And not just freaking me. Do you understand? I've been in an environment where they have options and I have options. We all got options. Smarties box, what a lot I got. I gotta choose. It's raining men. Hallelujah. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna let myself get absolutely soaking wet. I know what it's like to be in an environment where it's raining men. On campus, in the office, in the complex where I stay, in the neighborhood, in some social gathering or jazz festival. I know what it's like to be in an environment where some dude has a crush on you but you don't like him back, or you have a crush on him and he doesn't like you back, and it is what it is. Like, look, we let go. You can't always get everybody. You have sometimes unrequited love, or the dude that you have a crush on be out looking at your girl. I know what it's like. It was normal. Similarly too, for a dude that likes me, for me to have a crush on rather his boy. Askis boy, this is life. You know, you win some, you lose some. Hade. I would rather your boy ask me out. Basically, the boy wakona angaksheli. So I guess everybody loses. I know what it's like. And seeing as I have grown up in an ecosystem of protection and of so many people, just a cornucopia of human souls encircling me, this little Shellington spree that's in the freaking Hunger Games arena, I don't get it. I don't get it. The Hunger Games of a shallow dating pool where all your options are just occult practitioners. Batsirianing with fangs, vampires out here drinking the blood of people, making themselves like Hannibal Lecter. You are cannibals. Human sacrifice is proper. You get everything out witchcraft. You are too lazy to sit in a barber chair and get the dude out here shaving your head. You gotta use a spirit. You gotta use a spell for everything. You don't even shave your own beard. You need a spirit to be doing that for you. There's nothing you do for yourselves. Spirits be out here feeding you, like bringing a teaspoon to your mouth, making you eat cereal and stuff. Lejualo. And when that is my only dating pool, I'm sorry. I'm in the Hunger Games at this point. I recognize that there are hostilities. And I'm not playing. I can talk Nightmare on Elm Street. Get Jason. I go It the Clown. I get Candyman. I get Freddy Krueger. I get Chucky and his bride. I get the Grudge. I get the thing that freaking goes bump in the night. And he goes the only one in my big chunky mansion that thinks I'm pretty. I apologize, this is freaking anomalous. It's scary and it's uncharacteristic to a better time that I remember where life was still normal. When I wasn't living in a zombie apocalypse. When I was not living in some ghost freaking town that's not normal for people. Obviously something supernatural is going on over here. So I mean, the only little freak hopping out of a bush, I guess I better band with him. That's just the nature, by the way, of ghost towns and zombie apocalypses. Like whenever there is a dystopia in the land, people don't trust each other. You could actually be easily talking to a person in a taxi or a bus. Downtown Joburg bustling. You can talk to the woman. You can greet the taxi driver. You can chat with the school kids. You can chat with the woman next to you. You can talk to the dude behind you in the queue that's busy telling you cute, hello, nice. But the moment it's a ghost town, the moment you vacuum human presence from an environment, I apologize. This here is a new, different arena. It appears we are playing in a trial by ordeal. Somebody gotta die. Nobody here is safe. Everybody is a potential exploiter. Everybody is a potential rapist. Everybody is a potential murderer. Everybody is a potential thief. Everybody is a potential defrauder. Everybody is a potential kidnapper. Everybody is a potential freaker psychopath, an escaped convict from the jail cell. Everybody is an escapee from a mental institution. You look at everybody with doubt and skepticism. Wonke umuntu uyathusa in a dystopia. It's what I'm getting at. And y'all done put a sister in a freaking dystopia. It's like The Walking Dead. And you expect me to trust any little stupid girl or and make her my best friend. You also expect any little dumb bugger to rock up here and romance me. Stroke my cheek and tell me everything's gonna be alright. No, I'm sorry. Look around, bugger. It's an apocalypse. Ain't nothing gonna be alright. It's every man for himself. I'm sorry if you wanna hang out with me. I don't quite appreciate your company. If, however, you insist on following me around, we are going to play cat and mouse. Understand? Right now, I don't have enough resources to be the cat, I suppose. So like a mouse, I will run. Oh, I will run. Do you understand? I will run and I will elude you or a lizard. I will run until I am big enough to be from a lizard to, hallelujah, a big fat chunky dinosaur. Like, it's gonna happen. I'm going to grow metamorphosis, enter into a little cocoon, having initially been a lizard, and I am going to be a dinosaur. It's happening. And when I'm a dinosaur, like Godzilla, I'm gonna rock up in your tongue and I'm gonna trample you underfoot, but before then, I will run. Even your death spells, everything that you love proper, I rock up here every day and I post content precisely because I'm trying to run. But whenever I come out and stretch my body, take in a little bit of vitamin D in the sun. These occult psychopaths and creeps of note, prolific animals and beasts, spot me. The radar bleeps. Unfortunately for me, like I can't not come, right? Yeah, you see, I'm in a catch-22 with all of y'all guys. Chances are, if I were to go underground, disappear altogether, after a couple of months, you will stop bewitching me because you think I'm dead. But if I don't come, I still am so buried that I will never ever come up out of this, so I will die anyway. It's like I'm freaking Schrodinger's cat. That's what I am. I am Schrodinger's cat. I am either dead or alive, or neither dead nor alive, and until you can observe whether or not I'm dead or alive, I guess I'm either dead or alive. I am freaking Schrodinger's cat. And so since I am Schrodinger's cat, as said cat as that, I have got to ascertain that the rather reality when Schrodinger opens that little cage is that I'm alive. And as Schrodinger's cat, me rocking up here in my YouTube channel, is clarity that I am alive and also an enabler to finally find life You can put radiation poisoning into my camp as much as you want, indeed, just like with Schrodinger's cat. But I will never survive if I don't keep on coming to the radiation zone. It's like indeed being in some kind of radioactive city or town. And on the opposite side, there is some island of refuge, safety for human beings. If you don't wear some kind of a hazmat suit, tanamount, something, if you don't put duct tape all over your face, your body, and then wear a parachute like a balloon, and then try to see if you can't roll inside that balloon ball through the radiation zone, you will never get rescued. You could try to stay alive in the portion of the city that has yet to catch the radiation poisoning. But given that nobody's coming to that particular island to rescue you, given that nobody is going to come to your patch of, nobody's going to drive to you, nobody is going to suddenly just pick up a phone or write an email and say, Karabo, I see you're unemployed and life is really bad, girl. Your life is so hard. Ooh, I don't like that. And guess who I am? I am the Good Samaritan, and I'm gonna go and patch up your gaping wounds, and I am going to give you life again, because, oh, how dare these miscreants hurt you so bad. Let's go now, girl. My goodness, naivety vibes. Ain't nobody out here coming for me. I gotta go out there and scream, help, help, until somebody finally hears me. But unfortunately, I gotta trudge through a terrain that's just riddled with radiation poisoning, because you've been dropping those bombs. You've been trying to human sacrifice me. So like Schrodinger's cat, I'm in a box, we get it. And every so often there's radiation poisoning, we get it. But until such time that box is opened, can't nobody ever observe or confirm, whether or not I'm dead or alive. But I gotta actually be in the box in the first place for people to even make an observation at all that I'm rather alive instead of dead. I am going to make myself alive before anyone that very potentially may open this little box that I'm living in and then observe that I am alive and not dead. Somebody is gonna come for me. But in order for somebody to finally come for me, I gotta keep coming. I have to stay in the box. As a cat that is being targeted by bombers all over these streets. As a cat that keeps on getting nuked. As a cat that keeps on getting poisoned. As a cat that keeps on getting attempted human sacrificed. I have to keep on pitching, because there's nowhere else where anybody's ever going to open my box to observe that I'm rather alive instead of dead, other than in the box. I'm Schrodinger's cat. That's who I am. Quantum physics be out here, boot printing you right now. I am not about to let myself go out without a fight, Langudra. I could disappear from ministry, Nyanyanyisa. You are disgusting. You are gross. If I were to disappear indeed, eventually you would simmer down. Nashanya, you stalk people. You follow them around. You shoot into thin air with people catching your strays. It's what you do. Lasanya, occult practitioners. And there will be more that come tomorrow. Some other little freak is gonna find my content and think he's got, novice witchcraft. I keep meeting new ones. They come into my content, they find it somehow, because it's like the devil keeps on drawing them to me. They are among the only people to find me anyway. And then they're like, they're like, proper, that's what you do. You look in the periphery, you scan left, you scan right, you look up, you look down, you're like, yeah. And so I've got like a new little fetishistic Satanist looking at me. And you will keep on coming because you love radiation freaking zones. You love no-go zones. You love no entry zones. You love places that you are not allowed to go to because you are into trespassing. You don't have any regard for the freaking law. And so there will be more that will come tomorrow. And I could, seeing as I am in a radioactive zone that is frankly dangerous and it could end my life, I don't doubt that. I could just disappear. But if I disappear off social media, I will definitely die. If, however, I keep on pitching, there is a possibility I might live. This here is the only environment that is giving me any kind of chance at all. But like a nice little responsible entrant into a radioactive zone, I rock quite the gargantuan thick hazmat suit. Like I put a balloon around my person. I wear all different kinds of quarantine paraphernalia on my body to minimize the amount of damage that this radiation can possibly do to me. And then I siren an alarm from as close to a safe haven as I possibly can. And while nobody is out here hearkening to my radio signal every single day, bottom line is one day someone will. Something's gonna give. Why? Because I'm Christ's disciple. That is my hazmat suit, just by the way. My hazmat suit is Jesus Christ. My little balloon is Christ. My little paraphernalia that protects me from radiation poisoning, that's Christ. So because I'm Christian, wicked men and women, yeah, that's why you're struggling so much to knock me out. The stuff that you have sent in my camp, the witchcraft that you have slapped me with. Ain't nobody out here lost and not in Christ ever survive it. Nobody will survive the kind of witchcraft attack that I endure on the daily. From complete strangers that make an observation of a perfectly viable, beautiful woman that nonetheless is ignored by the world. When they see me, they see what they imagine to be free sex. When they see me, they see something exotic that would be really fun to play around with. They have no respect, no regard for my exquisite and voluptuous, robust and rotund intelligence. Hey, like Abenandaba, that I am as smart as I am. They think that my feistiness is the very thing that makes me electric enough for them to keep trying. But Kanguti, this is a game. Like, a woman's life is in danger. And they think that I'm just spawning. Like, this is a sexy thing that is being done over here. Like, that is the mind of a sexual pervert, do you understand? A freak that out here thinks that I'm a dominatrix and can't stop fantasizing about what I would do sexually, given that I am so feisty. They think the day's gonna arrive when I'm finally pinned down to the ground and they're gonna get to have fun with all of my eccentricities. The girth of my personality, the strength of it from left to right, the rainbow color that I am, they think that they're gonna one day get to play with it like a toy because they finally banked it. Badlala nge-intelligence yam. Abangisabi, I don't know why basangtabe ke le khadim ahle. Ke le khadim. It's only a matter of time because you think resources are enough to make a smart woman dumb. Or lack thereof. They think a lack of resources are enough to make a smart woman dumb. So noma ngihlakaniphile ngibatshela indaba zabo. They think it's a game. It's the very thing that makes them even more desirous of me. It's a game. Umuntu wesidomjana kangaka mina, I don't know ukuthi ngamenzelani. Bottom line is he will keep on shooting bullets into my camp. He's not gonna stop. He's a freak. He's a psychopath. He's a murderer. Like, he is a lost cause. Do you understand? Same way that people be out looking at me like I'm a lost cause. That is a lost cause that is pursuing something that is entirely unattainable in a radiation zone. The only way out is to run until I've outrun them and come back as something so mammoth that they won't be able to breathe. Y'all need to understand, you are in harm's way in the worst way. Like, you know, Lana, my little date stamp at the bottom says, this is not going to end well for dark folk. Yeah, it's not. It's not. This is not going to end well. You can keep on dropping bombs, but bottom line is, like Schrödinger's cat, I will always be an ambiguous living or dead person. Like back in the day when Tupac just died, there were rumors that he was still alive, and like Schrödinger's cat, everybody be out just saying, is Pac alive or is Pac dead? Like Tupac, don't nobody be certain as to whether or not I'm dead or alive. But bottom line is, by the time we're done here, I'm going to be very much alive and well. I am going to win. Do you understand? Because the gates of Hades never prevail against the church. Lanyonta, you are disgusting. And you are taking for granted the fact that my family yahlanya. Kodwa, guzowina mina. I don't need them. Though my father and my mother may forsake me, the God may will tell that the Lord will take up my cause. My mom is irresponsible. Sisters, I wanna more to go yesu. All irrational. Recently there was a cousin who figured I kamuga like a bat out of hell trying to offer me a job and rescinded it because I refused to walk away from my YouTube channel. They have taken hallucinogens. They are high on mushrooms. I don't know what they're smoking, but it has made them so high that this here travesty abenandaba to observe it. Abenandaba. One of their own. It's just weird. It's freaky. We get it. But I don't need them. I don't need them. Even the Lord said that when you leave mother, father, brother, sister, cousin, random lackluster uncle that's inappropriately responding to your pain for the sake of the gospel, you will gain all that 100-fold over here on earth with persecutions and in the next life, eternal life. If anybody does not hate deadbeat uncle, deadbeat cousin, deadbeat mom, dad, and pink horse, if anybody does not hate whatever it is that they are supposed to just hold loyalties to no matter what, they are not fit to enter the kingdom of heaven. And I get that about my family. I am a Christian, a truly religious one. Y'all need to understand, you can't fight that and win. Nobody is going to succeed where I am concerned. No one. The Hlongwane, however. But like with David, the man after God's own heart, all of his life he was being pursued by the bullet. David, but he died a peaceful death in his old age. I spoke about that the other day. Wrote a psalm at the end of his life to God about how it is that he swallowed his enemies whole. God's righteous indignation consumed the enemies of David. You keep on trying to kill me. It's all good in the hood. Let the traffic checkpoints. And so far, Amapopo have not caught you, or you've bribed them all. But not every member of the South African Police Service, not every member of the JMPD are to be prepared to take bribes. You underestimate that God can set people up in certain posts here on earth that will just refuse in Jefela. There are unbribable judges. There are unextortable justices. There are members of public service that just aren't prepared to do dishonesty, because in every sphere of society there are Christians. And there are men and women that God raises up for his own purposes. Bakhona abantu bazoyihana bribe bikirelea 1 million because wababora. There are people who actually hate injustice that much. People who keep getting away with murder. They've seen so much pain. They come from Amakasi, where people have been disenfranchised. Mothers are struggling to feed their daughters. People are struggling to get jobs. Like, they come from so much hardship that when you flail your 1,000 rands wad of cash in the face of such a police officer as that, you don't know what it's like. It's because of people like you that dockets go missing from the SAP. I'm not going to be the one to do that. You don't know when you are dealing with a person that cannot take a bribe, that will not. And I'm one of those. I'm one of those people. I lost my career because I refused to listen to random corrupt people try to tell me what to do with my job. And I lost everything. They are everywhere all over society. And one of them is going to happen upon my case. You all are in danger. I've been saying it. Basadi as well. As in about taking chicken, Gimaswabi, right? I do apologize ever so profusely. Like, frankly, I am so apologetic. I am sorry in the worst way. You ought to be morose. I find you heinous that you pity me. Listen, there is a time coming in the end of the world, pretty much in eternity, when we are now enjoying our incorruptible bodies and there'll never be you around anymore. We are going to gaze upon people burning in hell for all of eternity. Like, you be out here weeping and gnashing your teeth for all of eternity. And you are going to be a tourist destination such that citizens of heaven are going to be able to go there just to gaze upon your second death. I have already read from that portion in, I believe, the book of Isaiah. It's towards the end, where it is that saints of the living God, that you did that too while we were alive. The tables are going to turn. The tables are going to turn, and we are going to, without batting an eyelid, just as right now you are also not batting an eyelid. Yeah, we are also going to watch you freaking suffer. So, I mean, the fact that you pity me now, oh, goodness gracious, I find you so obtuse. I find you so irreverent, irrelevant, infinitesimal, macroscopic, barely noticeable, gazeable only with looking paraphernalia like a magnifying glass. You are that aberrant in your belief that we somehow need your pity. I frankly do apologize. Like, you know what, God, his pity we need, not yours. People who put people in a position to suffer exquisitely, and then you pity them for suffering. Like I said, you're abnormal, you're aberrant, you're weird, you're creepy, you're freaky, and you're also quite macroscopic in the way that you think. You are obtuse in the worst way. You lack any kind of wit. I do apologize. I don't know why you even passed matric. But nonetheless, you're roaming these streets with a whole 9 to 5. Listen, you pity me, but the day's gonna come and I'm not even batting an eyelid that you're burning. So, every last witch that's standing outside of my life, feeling sorry for me, please keep it. Keep your pity, keep your dirty laundry just squeezed in your wash basket, and don't let anybody see it. Don't. Your pity is like, how can I describe it? It's like it's like going to a friend's house and you're spending the night there because it's a sleepover. Yay, it's a slumber party, but you've forgotten your bra and your panties. You've forgotten a change of bra and panty at home. And then you take a shower, alright? And then you go to your clothing bag and what have you, your little duffel bag of clothing. Yeah. And you're like, oh snap! I left my panties and my bra at home. Oh snap! And your girl be looking at you all naked, with your breasts all exposed and your nether regions just gawking at her, and then looks at the dress that you have put on the bed to wear, realizing that it's kind of see-through. And so therefore, if you don't wear panties and a bra, somebody gonna be out here gawking at your regions. Somebody gonna be out here gazing upon your private areas, and then starts to pity you, following pitying you, of which She then is like, oh my girl, what an unfortunate day you are having that you don't have a bra and a panty to wear for the day. Here's mine. What? Here's mine. I'm sorry, come again. Here's my bra and my panty. You don't have a bra and a panty. So here's my bra and my panty. Come again. You don't have a bra. You don't have a panty. It's at home. You have a see-through-ish dress that if you don't wear a bra and a panty, people are going to be gazing at your nether regions. So here's mine. Your bra and your panty are not with tags from the store. They're not in plastic wrapping, evidencing that they've never been worn. You're not giving me your bra and your panty that you've never worn. You're giving me your bra and your panty that you have worn but washed. And you want me to put your boobs on my boobs. You also want me to put your nether regions on my nether regions. Just cause ufitisitse sunlight green bar soap kotsona. Yeah, I'm back from the bathroom. I needed to relieve myself. The sun is setting and I hope to be done outside today because I started recording early. Anywho, yeah, herein lies this like random female out here offering me their bra and their panty. This is what's good. Random offerer of like inappropriate stuff to be offering people. Yeah, your pity is like a bra and a panty that belongs to you. It's your panty and it's your bra and it's got all your dirt. It's got all your sweat, all your, bodily fluids that are likely visible under a microscope, even if you already have passed like a sunlight green bar soap. Even though you threw it in the washing machine, it still has your microscopic nether region skin. It's got all of your epithelial cells. Like, ew, I'm good. Like, I'm okay. It's alright. It's okay. Yeah, but like, Karabo, you need my pity because you don't have a bra and a panty. No, honey, I do. It's just that dimezi right now. I've washed them because I took, a shower and stuff. So this is what's good. I'm going to go and grab a blow dryer and then I'm going to grab the panties that I wore yesterday and I'm going to be like, and then I'm going to do that to the bra. And chances are the bra, I didn't even wash it anyway. Because, you can put a bra in a washing machine. I don't know why people put panty in a washing machine. Wash it with your own bare hands and don't subjugate everybody to the tyranny of your bodily fluids, for crying out loud. That's going to put their laundry in the same washing machine. I don't get people who wash their underwear with a washing machine. Over a basin or a showering. Don't nobody need to be mixing that with anybody's clothes. Anyway, whatever, you get my point. And I mean, of course, there's only so much that a blow dry can do, seeing as we all have to go for lunch and stuff. So then you go and you put damp panties on your butt and a damp bra, telling yourself D1s will air dry. Your panty will air dry. The wind will come in and finish the job that the blow dryer did not finish, because that is far more hygienic than wearing your bra and your panty. Women who pity me, you are offering me the panties alone. You're gross. You're disgusting. You're offering me your panties and your bras. You're offering me your undergarments, and I find you patronizing. I find you patronizing, insulting, offensive, all manner and kinds of inappropriate. I find you arrogant. I find you voluptuously pompous. I find your pity of me, given that you put me in a position to suffer, exquisitely arrogant. And for you to imagine that I will feel any kind of grateful for your pity when you are in a position to, listen to this, right? Buy me a new bra and buy me a new panty, seeing as you've got the money to do that. I mean, that I can take as successful pity. If at all you have compassion on a circumstance, you ought then appropriately react to the feelings in your heart. If you feel sorry for someone, give them a freaking job. You could also drive me to my house so I can go and get my panties and my bras real quick, since you're the one here with a car. But you're too lazy to drive all the way to the west of Johannesburg from Sandton. So, Karabo, you're gonna have to take my bra and my panty. Women, some of y'all are in a perfect position to help me along. You really are. You could either buy me new bras and panties or drive me home to get my own bras and panties. You can either enable my cause along to start my own thing, or you can just give me a job, but you don't. Instead, you just sit there and you pity me because I refuse to take your little skid marks. I do apologize, I find you offensive, but you see, the thing about those people who sit back and do nothing, it's written in God's word in Matthew 25 that he casts people out from the kingdom of heaven because when he was hungry, you did not feed him. When he was naked, you didn't clothe him. When he was in prison and sick, you did not visit him. When he sought hospitality, you did not invite him in. When he was thirsty, you didn't give him drink. I believe I've mentioned that. And you did not basically azangnam besuka in prison. Instead, all you did was just look at me through your magnifying glasses, through your looking paraphernalia, through your binoculars from a freaking distance, and be like, oh, it's so unfortunate that Karabo's out here, orange is the new black. The chick is a prisoner, like proper. She's wearing stripes. And you sat back on some while doing nothing. Yeah, the Lord will tell you, depart from me, work of iniquity, I never knew you. You're stupid. You're dumb, and I don't need your pity. Because you are inappropriately responding to a woman in dire straits, suffering at the hands of wicked men that have made me live in a radiation poisoning zone where I am constantly screaming on the rooftops every single day, help, 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 as Schrodinger's cat. This is what's coming for you, random lackluster bra and panty offerers. You and your lackluster guilt. I do apologize. It's doing nothing. It's written in God's word that there are two types of guilt. There is a godly guilt that leads to repentance, and then there's a worldly guilt that leads to death. You are out here dying a slow death. It will ultimately result in a second death, following which you will then spend all of eternity